Okay, so we're a whopping 290% up from the nearest bottom that we had with Floki Inu. I mean, that's a bit unfair because who would have caught that bottom, right? I mean, that's pretty crazy. But even if we did catch many bottoms that had occurred around that 3 mark, right? That is still a whopping 72%, almost 2xing. Guys, this is the beauty of investing in meme tokens, is that on these dips and on some good news and some turn of the market, right? When I talk about the market, I'm obviously talking about Bitcoin. These kind of crazy things happen. And with that, of course, I'm the most open-minded investor / NFT artist on YouTube with a diverse appetite for risky asset classes ranging between shopping centers and shitcoins, but not government bonds, creating contact-led, family-friendly, cookie-accepting, cat-free, technical and specialized tutorials and guidelines to harness the generational wealth transfer found in crypto trends that allows us to believe in Jesus Christ and a fan of Gary and an extremely well-educated and multilingual Korean, but with hair naturally curlier than the average Asian male and highly coveted by many mums with daughters, also known as Humble Kim. Now, I am looking at this chart. I'm literally blown away. 72% over what? How many days? Literally just over 2 weeks, right? That's quite crazy, guys. So what the heck is happening? All right. So you guys all remember the crazy stuff that happened with, Floki making a migration, had some issues, but it all came back fine. So it looks like, a lot of these centralized exchanges, they're sort of finding, standing on 2 feet again. So that's all fine. And so it didn't really have an impact. It's crazy, this Valhalla announcement that's just absolutely made headlines today. So have a look at that. Okay, that was interesting. It looks very good. So prices pop with the announcement. So this is the article that we're looking at. February 4, the team behind Token announced that it would be making good on promise with the launch of Valhalla, the first play to earn Metaverse game, which is great. They're living up to their promises, which is why we like Floki Inu. So the prices are spiking and the digital army Vikings will be able to go to Valhalla. Wow. So that's amazing, right? Moving forward, we really have to understand why the heck then it matters so much to us, right? It matters so much to us because Metaverse is an $8 trillion marketplace. Now, let me give you some perspective around that. The entire cryptocurrency market right now, right? The market cap of that is $2 trillion, right? So the Metaverse alone is going to be 4 times of that size, right? Bitcoin barely scratches $1 trillion in market cap, right? And Floki is arguably the very first P2E game in the Metaverse, right? That's what this is claiming. That's not little, guys. Just try to wrap your head around the math behind that, right? So I'll tell you why it went up a lot, okay? Yeah, the Valhalla is the scapegoat of the news, right? But you got to look at what actually happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from literally 33K to 46K. That's a whopping 22% increase. When Bitcoin does 20-something%, well, what happens to smaller coins like Floki? Well, they're going to do this crazy 200% jumps. That's why we are looking into these little coins, right? If you had invested because it dipped into the RSI zone, right? Like I said many times, those are good entry points to make into even on a downturn, right? You could have made some pretty good money out of it, right? So this is why you need to subscribe to my channel and stay updated with all the news here. So we're going to now look at a little bit deeper into Valhalla, okay? So no other crypto project can compete with the bullish enthusiasm of Floki Vikings. Let's start there, guys. The memeness of the cryptocurrency, right? As well as the network effect that resides over this cryptocurrency is going to be the one that's going to form these really explosive gains. I like to invest into cryptocurrencies that have good utility. You know that I like Terra. You know that I like my Phantom. You know that I like my DeFi and the use cases. But at the moment, crypto remains still somewhat of a Wild West. We're expecting the CryptoBowl to come up, right? The Super Bowl that's going to be just having so many advertisements across the board. We expect that to come, right? And with that, we're going to see the cryptocurrency market go up, meaning Bitcoin's going to go up. And if that goes up leading up to that event, right? What is going to follow the most and what's going to then react the most? In financial world, we call this high beta, right? There is a higher correlation. Arguably all cryptocurrency is correlated with each other, right? All the altcoins are correlated with each other. Bitcoin goes up, the cryptocurrency will go up, Bitcoin goes down, any altcoin will go down as well. But what we're looking for is, can we find a higher correlation, right? When Bitcoin goes up, think about it. Your average Joe person is looking at this market and go, I need to get in. They're going to get in something that everyone is sort of talking about, and that is going to be Floki, right? They're not going to do the research. They're just going to gravitate towards whatever everyone is talking about. Morgan Stanley came up with this announcement, and apparently this announcement only applies to China alone. I've mentioned this previously as well, but in China alone, it is an $8 trillion industry, and they're jumping right into that, right? The NFT was also a massive success for Floki as well. When they sold out their NFTs in 32 minutes, raising $1.4 million, that's pretty cheap for an NFT minting, I guess. They've done really well out of the NFTs, which I believe will be used used for Valhalla as well. There are some additional details of how the gaming mechanics are going to work out to be, but I think it will just have to come out either by alpha, beta, or whatever sort of testing, and people just have to check it out. The prototype will be web orientated, so early Floki adopters will have the opportunity to play this game on the internet, sort of with the MetaMask integration and things like that, which is very straightforward. And with it being available on BSC, well, yay for low gas fees. Now, I thought this article here was really, really helpful in identifying, what is Floki. I'd like to divide Floki Inu into 3 parts, okay? Number 1 is basically how it got started. It's about the name of the dog that Elon Musk owns. And based on that meme, they created this token. That's how it got started, right? It is a meme token, meaning that it takes advantage of people's attention to actually drive its value. Second of all, then leaning more further into that, it then started doing a lot of marketing endeavors. I'm talking London Tube, I'm talking on a lot of soccer teams, jerseys. That's a really, really strong marketing endeavor that they're putting behind it as well. Number 3 is Valhalla, the Metaverse and the P2E game. So it gives you a rundown of that. They always ask the question, can it reach 1 cent? That's a dumb question to ask because, you got to look at the number of tokens in circulation and also a market cap as well. But in saying that, is there money to be made? Yeah, absolutely. Because people just double their money within the last 2 weeks, right? So of course there is money to be made, guys. And are the bottom's hard to catch? No, I've told you, look at the RSIs. Those are some great points of entry as you go along. You will be making good money as you go along. Now, you can also take some quick profits as well. I think at this stage I might be, because as you can see on the Bitcoin chart, I think there is a resistance coming in, although that can break. And when it does, we may be, a crazy bull cycle. Who knows? But it is good to stay invested. It's good to stay in the market so you understand what the heck is going on. So that basically is the update for Floki, guys. Like I said, these dips don't happen for no reason. Just make sure you keep an eye on these dips and just get behind them so that you can actually make some dollars, right? That's why we're doing what we're doing, guys. Come on, guys. So just enjoy the process. Like I said, I still remember drawing this graph right here. Never will you see cryptocurrency do this, okay? It's gonna go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So even on a downtrend, you can actually make these gains here as well. And the principle is the same, even in a bull market. So if you want to make some money, what you want to do is you want to be taking sort of profits on these impulse waves as well, and then be entering into positions on these down corrections so that you can multiply your gains out across the waves, really. So I hope that this has been a educational experience for you guys. Where there is a dip, just make sure you just get in, a little bit by little bit. I like to see the 4-hour charts and keep an eye on the RSI levels to actually find out my entries as well, because I find those are some good entries to make. So there's a spot there, there's another spot there, there's another spot here, there's another spot here. And yeah, you might say, oh, well, you're in the negative from here. Hey, that's okay. We just keep riding the market and we can just keep reducing the average cost of acquisition, which is called dollar cost averaging. As long as you apply these sound investing strategies, cryptocurrencies like Floki, these, even though they're meme coins and they're highly volatile, there are some good gains to be made in there. And for you to undergo some sort of a learning experience to actually get you guys accustomed to the market that is cryptocurrency. Oh, just took notice of this now is that I'm seeing that the RSI is breaking above this downtrend of the ceiling for the RSI level. So this could mean that we might be switching over to a bull market potentially. So let's see how this goes. And a more collection of these across the different altcoins might be a beginning signal for bull market in general for cryptocurrency markets across the board. So let's see what this will turn out to be. I obviously don't recommend you invest on a very, very sharp green candle like today's. Just stay in the market, or if you want to take profits, you can as well. But just be patient and keep an eye on the market, and let's see what we can do. Today is a really interesting day, especially because it actually gapped higher, which we haven't seen for a very, very long time. We've seen gap downs before, but we're actually gapping higher, which is very, very exciting to see. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so, make sure you go mint my NFTs. Go follow me all on my socials, my TikTok, my Instagram, all that good. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the latest on the Floki news. As you can see, these are very, very exciting times. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.